Welcome to the weekly Mac Forum video chat. This is the November 27th edition. If I have looked things up right on the calendar, if I haven't, I've really lost track of a few days and I owe you an apology. All right, first of all, let's go ahead and dive right into a few things here and see what's going on tonight. I hope that everyone here in the U.S. enjoyed the Thanksgiving celebration and didn't overdo it too much on the turkey. I tried to show a little restraint this year. Not sure how much success I had, but anyway. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get right into some of the things that we have on the agenda for the evening. First of all, as usual, we begin with our welcome to our newest member. You can see the name there, Raj Faradi, I think. My apologies if I mispronounced that. So, welcome to our newest member and to all of our new members. For those of you that haven't joined yet, remember that if you want to ask a question, the place for that is to go ahead and join the forum and post in the appropriate area. If it's a uh, iPhone question, a Mac question, a switcher question, whatever the appropriate area is, I don't recommend using the contact us form. That's generally used as a way for our members to report forum related issues. So go ahead and do that, and we'll be glad to have you. And hopefully, one of your questions will appear on the Sunday night chat one of these days. Speaking of Apple News, I want to point to a couple of things. First of all, um, let me just get something out of the way here. The first thing I wanted to point out, there's a link to this in the forum, but I'm gonna start with something a little bit different here first. Uh, Macworld's Glenn Fleischman has pointed out that well, we're gonna get to Macworld in a second. What I want to start with is an article from iDownload blog by way of Apple News, and it says that the government of Ireland will back Apple in a fight against EU's massive tax bill. And this article summarizes why. I mean, normally you would think that uh, a government would be trying to collect taxes from large corporations, but this article has to do with a ruling where the EU did not like some tax breaks that were in place, essentially, and one of the reasons that the government of Ireland is backing Apple in this argument, in this dispute, is that it would require payment retroactively. And this goes back for a number of years. And what Ireland is afraid of is if you let this kind of ruling stand, then it would be very, very difficult to get new businesses to come into these member countries. So they are, believe it or not, backing Apple in that argument. You can see the full detail there in the article. I'll have a link to this in the show notes, a little more detailed summary, but I'm going to be interested to follow this and see how it plays out in the coming months. Who knows how long it's going to take before this is resolved. All right, let's go ahead and look at a couple of other Apple related things here. This article comes from, I want to thank member Dennis Travis, D Travis 7 from the forum, for pointing out a report in the Bloomberg News that basically says that Apple is in the process of discontinuing or scaling down its wireless router division, the airport series of routers, time capsules, the whole bit. that they've been doing this over the course of a year. I'll have a link to the original Bloomberg News story in the show notes, but I've also got a link in there to our discussion in the forum as to what goes on and why. And part, I think, of the issue for Apple is um, there are other wireless routers from other third-party manufacturers that do most, if not all, of the same functions that Apple does with their routers. And these third-party routers, for the most part, are considerably cheaper, particularly when you're looking at the time capsule. Now, the one big selling point for a lot of Mac users with the Airport Extremes and time capsules has been the ease of use, ease of setup. I know I've used the time capsule before, and the setup on the time capsule is a breeze compared to setup of most other third party routers, mainly because in these third party routers, sometimes they have a setup utility, but that setup utility only runs under Windows. Um, and even though they have a way to set them up using a web page type portal where you log into the device and set it up via a web page, that's a little more daunting to some people than using the airport setup utility to go ahead and configure a time capsule or an airport extreme. So we'll see how that plays out with Apple fans. I kind of see why they're discontinuing this, and they're moving those engineers and other folks into other divisions, primarily into the Apple TV area. All right, so that takes care of a couple of news related things that we want to see, and let's take a look here. This is a thread from member Scatterbox about a way to create, looking for a way to create a secure USB drive that is usable on both Mac and PC. Now, a lot of these drives come with these thumb drives come with uh, a security utility on the drive. As a general rule, once you run that utility, you're locked to the platform that that software runs on, primarily in most cases Windows. But there's an interesting thread going on there in the forum with a couple of reference articles for some different approaches to this. And so it might be something worth looking into if you're in a position where you need a secure setup that's going to be used on both platforms. All right, let's continue with. Oh boy, this is one. If I had a week where I was going to rant about something, guys, this would be it. As you can see from the title of this thread, member MVP 17 David has a little problem with calendar event spamming. Okay. And that is, we've gotten used to spam popping up in our email and the like. But now, this particular member has had spam pop up in calendar events. Um, I haven't experienced that yet. My wife has experienced it on her PC and also on her iPad. Now, that's really kind of disturbing to me. I mean, it seems like there is no way to get away from this stuff. We've all got procedures in place in our email programs to kind of manage this, and now we're having to deal with it not only in calendar notices, as you can see here, But in the thread, I want to see. I'm going to scroll down here and check and see. I think it's Charlie that mentions that you're also seeing this in those website notifications that pop that some sites like to push out to you. I've got notifications active on my Mac, but they pop up so quickly that half the time I don't even notice what they're saying. It's a small enough print and it's in a corner of the screen, up out of the way. So most of the time I don't notice them. But now that we're seeing those in both places, I thought you might want to look at this thread. It has some ideas for how to go about maybe curbing that a little bit. I'm still digesting that one a little bit and looking at those procedures and see how many of those I'm going to have to put in place. I can't really tell the effectiveness at the moment because, as I say, I'm not experiencing that problem yet. Although now, the minute I said that's